One-shotted one dude, one-shotted another dude. Please. Mage. One-shotted another dude.
Multi-kill.
Sick. Then we finish a row. Hey, what is up you awesome people? Clunky here and welcome to my one-shot SHAMAN build video. And this video I'm gonna talk about the best talents, the best gear possible, the best stats that you absolutely need to one-shot stuff in PvP in World of Warcraft. I will also be displaying the whole crazy one-shot burst rotation, so you guys absolutely need to watch that part, okay? And I will even be including some macros that are gonna make your life a whole lot easier. Watch the whole thing, it's worth it. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so starting with stats first. The very first stat that you need to check, because it's super important, you need around 20% versatility and PvP combat. Okay, 20% is the sweet spot. Okay, super important. It increases your damage done, it increases your healing done, and it decreases your damage taken. And then you've got mastery. Mastery, you're gonna say, well, it used to be bad, and like, wrong. Nowadays mastery is just beyond freaking broken, and I'm going to explain you just why right now. So if you don't know how mastery works for SHAMAN, literally every time you use an ability, which is basically every single one of your spells like lightning bolt, ice fury, lava burst, chain lightning, you have 28% chance to trigger a second cast of that same ability on the target. Okay, fair enough. So far doesn't sound too crazy. Wrong. It's absolutely OP as heck because of ta-da, ascendance. Let's read the tooltip together, okay? When you're ascended, elemental overload damage is increased by 150%. So it does not deal 28% more damage. It deals 150% more damage now when you're ascended. And spells affected by your mastery will cause one additional elemental overload. So yeah, pretty much the more mastery that you have, the more procs, the more elemental overloads you're going to be able to send at your enemies whenever you press Ascendance, and the more damage that your elemental overloads will actually deal. Okay, that's pretty much what it means. And then you've got haste. Haste, you please get as much haste as possible, but prioritize mastery over everything, okay? 20% haste would be ideal. And then you've got critical strike. Critical strike, you don't want any piece of gear with critical strike on it, which is impossible because right now we need the tier set pieces to make this build work. And I'm going to show you guys exactly which pieces you need for the tier set, okay? Because the tier set actually plays a big ass freaking role. And then for the gear, it's pretty much straightforward. On every piece, you need mastery or haste. Okay, you don't want crit at all. Just mastery and haste. That's literally it. So for the helmet, I went with haste versatility. I crafted a necklace with haste and versatility with a gem, which gives me precognition whenever I juke a kick. Whenever someone misses a kick on me, I literally become immune to all CCs for like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. And then for the shoulders, you absolutely need the tier set piece. Okay, for the cape, I went for mastery cape because you need that sick mastery. And then for the chest, you need the tier set piece for your chest. Okay, for the wrists, I went with mastery and versatility wrists. For the gloves, okay, this is where it's pretty much unavoidable. I got the crit gloves for the tier set because we're forced to play the tier set. Is just too good right now. I'm gonna explain to you how it works exactly. And then for the belt, I went for the haste and versatility belt. Legs, haste, mastery, very important for your legs. You need that piece. It's super best in slot. For the boots, I went for versatility and mastery. And then for my 2 rings right there, I could have went with one which gives mastery and one that gives haste, but I mean, it's all good at this point. Like, you've seen the damage. I could min-max more, but I don't really care that much. As for your trinket, it's pretty much a no-brainer. You need a trinket that gives you out of CCs, And for your offensive trinket, super important, you need one with haste on it. I could have went with the 1 minute all-use trinket, the conquest version, but it gives critical strike. So avoid at all costs critical strike. Again, all the critical strike that you need comes from your tier set. As for your weapon, you want authority of radiant power on your weapon. If possible, mastery and haste weapons. Okay, the top players for Ellie Shami right now are actually playing with Algari crafted weapons, but you know, I'm not a sweaty tryhard. I just play the game for fun, so I literally just got 2.5k conquests and then got these weapons for free. And as you guys seen in the intro clip, you can do pretty much without spending like huge money on a freaking Algari crafted weapon. Okay, so as for the very best talents possible, I'm gonna keep that very short for you guys, okay? I'm gonna just talk about what is essential. Right now, the meta actually switched to Fury of the Storms, okay? It got buffed. Nowadays, when you summon Stormkeeper, it's going to summon a Lightning Ellie, okay, that fights with you for 10 seconds. And honestly, they buffed it. It does kind of crazy damage. It kind of does, okay? And then we're playing with Elemental Unity, okay? When a Storm Elemental is active, when you use your Stormkeeper, your nature damage dealt is increased by 10%. And believe me, your Stormkeeper deals a crazy no bueno amigo damage. It's crazy. And then when you activate your Fire Ellie, which is part of your burst rotation, you will be dealing 10% more fire damage. Lava Bird. Alright, so you've got Surge of Power. Nowadays, it's busted, and I'm going to explain you guys why. When you press Earthshock with your Surge of Power, what happens is your next lightning bolt will cause one additional elemental overload. Pair this with Stormkeeper, pair this with very high mastery, pair this with Ascendance, and you're going to be zapping for 15 million. You're going to be literally zapping someone for millions and millions and millions. And if it crits, boom, the dude's gone. So super OP, you need to remember how it works. And then for the rest of the build, it's pretty much how it used to be, okay? We're playing with instant Ice Furies, pretty OP. We're playing with Earth Shatter, which is also super bunkers OP. We're playing with Mountains Will Fall, which is bunkers dumb. And then we're playing with Erupting Lava, which literally makes it so that your Lava Versus deal more damage on your target. And then for the left side of the tree right here, pretty much nothing has changed, okay? Except we're playing with Totemic Recall, which resets the cooldown of your most recently used totem with a base cooldown shorter than 3 minutes. So it literally allows you to use your FlameShock totem, reset its cooldown, and then you reuse it on someone else. And this strat is beyond broken. You guys need to abuse it, okay? We're going to be using Liquid Magma Totem, and then use our ability, which resets the cooldown of it, and then you reuse it again. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 FlameShocks active and 3 globals. Absolutely bunkers. You guys need to abuse this. And then you've got this talent right here, which is absolutely bonkers. It is called Spirit Walker's Aegis. Okay, it sounds super lame. In reality, it's super OP. Basically, whenever you press your Spirit Walker's Grace, which allows you to cast spells while moving for 15 seconds, now you become immune to all silences and interrupts for 5 seconds. But it doesn't stop there, okay? Since we're playing with Farseer, we also have Spirit Walker's Momentum. Using spells with a cast time increases the duration of Spirit Walker's Grace and Spirit Walker's Aegis by 1 second, up to a maximum of 4 seconds. So that means you're going to be immune to all silences, all interrupts, if you do it correctly. Just like how I'm going to show you guys in the full burst rotation, you will be immune to all silences and kicks possible for 10 seconds, which is going to allow you guys to dish up massive, disgusting damage. Especially good against assassination rogues, honestly. As for your PvP talents, okay, so as for your PvP talents, very important, you've got Static Field Totem, which is best in slot when you're playing against a bunch of melee characters. Okay, super insanely good. If you're playing against casters, however, you want to switch Static Field Totem for Grounding Totem. And you've got the option to go Burrow. If everybody's trying to kill you, you press Burrow, bam, you're invincible for 5 seconds. It's better than both of these abilities combined, though the cooldown is like 2 minutes. Okay, so, and then you've got Totem of Wrath, which is best slot right now for Ellie Shami. Everybody's playing it. It's the best talent, best PvP talent. I would say it's one of the best PvP talent in the whole game. Literally, it's going to get nerfed eventually. And then you've got Shamanism, which replaces Bloodlust. And now your Bloodlust has a 60 seconds cooldown. Okay, it buffs your haste by 20%, lasts for 10 seconds, and honestly, it's worth it. Okay, it does not affect all your raid group, it just affects yourself and one ally, so you gotta press that ability on an ally. Honestly, I see why everybody's playing it. It's super broken. Alright, so now that you guys know what are the best PvP talents, best gear, best stats possible, let's get straight into the burst rotation. Okay, so it's pretty easy. I've installed an add-on which shows the spells that I'm pressing in real time, so it's going to be super easy for you guys to follow along. All right, full burst rotation, let's do it, guys. Then when you're ready, you're gonna send that Primordial Wave. Ooh, 8 million DPS. And you want to weave in as many lava bursts as you can. Redot. And then what we're doing here is just waiting for our next Primordial Wave, which is going to happen in 6 seconds. I'm gonna re-FlameShock and then re-Primordial Wave, and we can start all over again. Lightning Bolt. After that, Earth Shock. And this is how you deal so much freaking damage as an Ellie Shami, baby. Alright, so I'm gonna just talk about Ancestor's damage before it disappears. Ancestor damage dealing 600k. Okay, your ancestors are actually hitting for 600k. That is crazy, guys. It's going to disappear any second. I don't know why the DPS charts is glitching like that, but oh, this did not disappear. Oh, we're lucky. Okay, so the whole goal when you're bursting is to use as many instant abilities as possible while your ancestors are alive, which means you've got 8 seconds after pressing your Primordial Wave to use as many freaking instant abilities as possible. 8 seconds, that's where you're one-shotting, okay? So, Lava Burst hitting for 1.1 million. Absolutely crazy. It slaps very hard with this build. Super fun to press. Nowadays, Lava Bursts actually feel like they're Lava Bursts. Then you've got Lightning Bolts. Lightning Bolts hitting for 2 million. 2.3 million. And remember, whenever you use your Stormkeeper, you actually use overloads. And because we are Ascendant, our overloads actually do overload more. And because we Earth Shock with Surge of Power, we create even more overloads. So really, it says that your Lightning Bolt hits for 2.3 million, but in fact, it hits for 6 millions. Because it hits first for 2.3 million, and then a second time for 1 million, and then another time for 700k, and then another time for 500k. So it's, and then another time. So it's pretty important that you understand how Surge of Power works. If you miss that part, you can rewind the video because I've explained it, how it works exactly the best that I could. And then, you know, Earth Shock hitting for 2.6 million, Erupting Lava, which is kind of crazy right now. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did not use any potion, any buff, no, nothing. So that was literally strictly Ellie's burst rotation with no cheesy stuff added. So, which brings me to the next section, which is going to be the macros, okay? Before we talk about the macros though, hopefully you guys realize that these guide videos do take a lot of time to make, and I would highly appreciate if you would only take 5 seconds of your time to hit the like, subscribe, drop a comment down below, share this video to your friends who might be interested in learning how to play Shami. That would make my day. Thanks a lot, I really do appreciate it. Alright, with that being said, let's talk about the first macro. This one right here. I call it Blood Fury. Essentially, when you press my macro, what it does, it uses Blood Fury, which is my arcs ratio, and then it uses Bloodlust. You remember that 1 minute PvP talent ability? And then what it does, it uses a Saltwater potion, okay? Only usable in PvP instances, by the way. I cannot use it right now on the dummies, so you can buy those Saltwater potions from the auction house. They only cost like 3 gold each. They increase your damage by 30% for 7 seconds, something like that. And then it casts Ancestral Guidance. Okay, why Ancestral Guidance? Because Ancestral Guidance right now literally transforms any damage that you deal into self-healing. So makes a lot of sense. I will be including this macro down in the description below if you guys want to copy and paste it. Also, I will be linking down the full build so you guys can only like copy, paste it, and start playing right away. And then I've got this very cool hover macro. Essentially, literally what it does is whenever you hover on an enemy with your mouse and you press my macro, it literally puts a FlameShock without you having to manually target that NPC, okay? So same thing, I have the very same macro for your Primordial Wave, which literally does the same thing, but it's super fancy because you don't have to switch your targets. You can just like place your FlameShock, turn around, send your Primordial Wave on an off target, and bam, you can start pumping right away. You don't need to switch targets all over the place. You know how confusing that is? No more. With my macros, everything is smooth and fun. What is very cool about this Primordial Wave macro is the fact that it actually uses your Ancestral Switfness at the very most perfect moment, which is essentially when you use your Primordial Wave. So it combines 2 abilities together. It uses the right abilities at the right time, you know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, super important. Hit the bell at all costs. Leave a comment down below. Share this video to your friends. Thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of the day. This was Clunky Doo.